Nice. Being a nomadic business person, there are three really big things that just crush productivity. Working and travel are seen as incompatible, but if you increase your productivity, you can't have both because it's actually a difficult thing to do while you're on the road. There are a number of reasons somebody might want to leave their country or leave their city, leave their home to start their businesses online or otherwise. The main one being financial. If you go to a place like Mexico, you can live a lot more cheaply and you can get a lot done without having to worry too much about expenses. A lot of the time in places like the United States, if you go to San Francisco, you're going to be fighting tooth and nail just to get by. Maybe you're running an online store or something like that. You might want to be looking for products and manufacturers around the world. Yeah. Another really big reason that someone might want to do this is just to have fun. You don't have to, in these days with internet being pretty much everywhere, you don't have to stay in one place to do your job as you travel. Even if you work for a big company rather than for yourself, a lot of the time just asking your boss, especially if you've been there for a long time, they'll let you work remotely for some amount of time. But having said that, there are a lot of issues that you could face, especially concerning productivity while on the road. It's difficult to, one, stay focused a lot of the time, especially if you're just having loads of fun. The first suggestion that I have is if you need to have a lot of work to get done, don't stay in a hostel. Hostels are big distractors. That's kind of the point of them. I met my wife 1 year ago. I was at a hostel and I had a lot of work to do. I got so far behind in my work, maybe a month behind. And I was just going. Every time you lose focus, you lose a little bit of your productivity. You lose a little bit of work. You have to re-engage with what you're doing. And I have my wife now, and so I'm sorted for life. I caught up on that month's worth of work when I went back home after we broke apart for a few weeks, and I got myself sorted. And then we got married, of course. Now I'm really sorted. Now that I'm married, it's a bit easier to rent an apartment when I travel. My wife and I, we travel in apartments. I always get an apartment with a desk, and I always get an apartment with good Wi-Fi. Those are the two most important factors. So bringing me to my next point, Wi-Fi. Ask for the Wi-Fi before you get your coffee because I can't even tell you how many times I bought coffee and then realized that the Wi-Fi was not even fast enough to get anything. I use this app. It's just called Speed Test. The app looks just like this when you open it up. And you can always test the speed of your Wi-Fi using this app wherever you go. One thing that you might have trouble with, especially if you are traveling more short term, is you might not have food at the house. If you're not going to keep food at the house ready to cook at all times, you should always know exactly where you're going to go, because walking around looking for food is just as bad as walking around looking for Wi-Fi. Yeah. I've made a mistake in falling for all three of them, and so I hope that by making this video I can help you avoid doing the same thing. You're going to have problems with productivity, it's going to take a long time, and sometimes it's really hot outside. Focuses on this video are accommodation. You should stay at apartments when possible if you have a lot of work to do. If you don't have a whole lot of work to do, you just want to do a little thing here or there, go ahead, stay at a hostel. They're a lot more fun. Second thing is Wi-Fi. Always know where there's fast Wi-Fi, where you're going to go before you leave where you're staying. Third thing, food. Food can be a big problem if you don't know where to find it. These are the three most important factors I've found with traveling while working. If you want general productivity tips, I can make another video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to respond. Nice to see you too.